Today we are reading the story, The Oboe Goes Boom, Boom, Boom. It's time. Are you excited? I bet you are, because today you are joining the band. I'm Mr. V, your band director. There is a perfect instrument for everyone. Let's find yours. You could play the clarinet. Clarinets are part of the Woodwind family. See this tiny stick? It may look like it belongs in a popsicle, but it's actually science. We call it a reed. When you blow on it, it wiggles back and forth and back and forth, and all that wiggling produces a musical note. The harder you blow, the faster the reed vibrates and the louder the sound. But be careful. If you blow too hard, the clarinet will squeak and mice will fall in love with you. I'm kidding. That only happened once. Listening to a clarinet is like eating rich chocolate cake, bold and sweet at the same time. Sid, are you ready to demonstrate? The clarinet goes boom, boom, boom. Felicity, I'm glad you're excited, but please wait your turn. I'll talk about the drums soon. But first, let me tell you about the trumpet. A trumpet is part of the brass family. Armies used to charge into battle to the sound of triumphant trumpet toots. Stop giggling, Val. Not those kind of toots. The trumpet has only 3 buttons or valves. So how can the trumpet play more than 3 notes? 2 ways. Trumpets are made of a series of tubes that twist and turn. When you press down on the valves, they work like gates, closing off channels to make the airflow shorter or longer, and that creates higher or lower notes. If you unraveled a trumpet's coils, it would be 5 feet tall. The other way to make different notes is with your lips. Hold your lips loose, blow, and make a funny sound that looks like a grumpy horse. Now tighten your lips and try and make the same sound. When you hold your mouth tight and play the trumpet, your lips vibrate faster, and the faster vibrations make higher notes, and often very funny faces. Trumpets have a sharp, crisp sound, like the crunch of an apple. The trumpet goes... Felicity, please get back to your spot. Want to play something rare? How about the oboe? Like the clarinet, the oboe is a woodwind, but compared to the rows of clarinet players in the band, our oboe player, like the cheese in a nursery rhyme, stands alone. It's just a figure of speech, Witty. You can sit down. Instead of 1 reed, an oboe uses 2. They vibrate against each other, creating an entirely new sound. It's one of the hardest instruments to master. When you start playing, it will sound like an angry duck who landed on an icy lake. But play it right, and that duck will learn to ice skate and glide its way to Olympic gold. Witty, are you ready? The oboe goes... Felicity, wait your turn. There's always the flute. Another member of the Woodwind family, the flute is one of the oldest instruments in the world. How long has the flute been around? 100 years? Nope. 1,000 years? Nuh-uh. The flute is more than 40,000 years old. That's older than your great-great-great and a whole bunch of greats-great-grandparents. The flute has a mouthpiece with a hole on the side rather than the top. The oddest thing about the flute is that you don't blow in it, you blow across it, like when you make music by blowing across the top of an empty glass bottle. It has a light sound where each note seems to dance in the air after the last. It makes me think of a hummingbird flitting around, testing all the flowers, exploring the world. Play for us, Ian. The flute goes... Saxophones! The saxophone is a baby in the instrument world. It was created in 1846 by Adolphe Sax, who grew up playing both the clarinet and the flute. Take a look at Melissa's shiny saxophone. Surely it's a brass instrument, right? Nope. It has a wooden reed, just like the clarinet. You're looking at a woodwind. It became popular with jazz musicians because of its smooth flow. The saxophone sounds the way a satin ribbon feels between your fingers. Trombone, originally called a sackbut. Yes, fine, laugh, Rico. Sackbut comes from a French word meaning to pull and push, referring to the long slide you move back and forth to make notes. The famous composer Beethoven was the first person to use a trombone in one of his tuba, the largest instrument in the band. It also makes the lowest notes so low they can make your stomach feel like it's on a roller coaster. Play quickly, Carol. Fantastic, Carol. And now it's finally time to talk about the drums. Felicity, please wait for my signal. Drums. The drums are part of the percussion section, which also includes bells, triangles, xylophones, gongs, giant metal cymbals to crash. Basically, anything you want to play by hitting it, you might use a wooden stick, a mallet, or your hands. Even the piano is a percussion instrument. When you press down on the keys, they act as levers, popping up tiny mallets inside that strike thin or fat strings. The thin ones make high notes. The fat one makes low notes. Drums are the oldest instrument in the world. Long before cell phones, people communicated with drums. When played on top of a hill, a drum's loud boom, boom, booms would travel for miles. Boom, boom, boom. He said it's dinner time. I guess you have to let the. I guess I have to let you hear the drums again. The drums go. Well, like I said, there's a perfect instrument for everyone. The end.